Hey folks, thanks for joining me for another video update. I'm going to try and keep this quick, although there are a couple pretty exciting things happening. Just on Monday night, one of the greatest things that I get to do, as village president, is swear in and promote our police officers. And we were able to do that Monday night. Two excellent police officers. Eric Moore was promoted to lieutenant, and Adrian Acevedo was promoted to sergeant. We're so excited for both of them and congratulate both of them on all their hard work at the police department, totally deserving of these promotions. It was a very exciting time for us and for them and for their families. The amount of respect and recognition our police department deserves for the job that they do is really incredible. We can't thank you all enough. And again, congratulations to Adrian Acevedo and Eric Moore for those promotions. And I want to make sure to thank them and the police department and Chief Chalel, as well as trustees Deborah Davis-Ford, Mark Rosner, Howard Levison, and Janine Bauer for being there and being supportive of our police department. On the public safety front as well, we had another exciting delivery. Our fire department delivery of its new ladder truck. This is replacing a 25-year-old ladder truck. It's actually older than me, if you can believe it. And the ladder truck, which cost about $735,000, only came at a $35,000 cost to the village, because Chief Jeff Markey of the fire department was so vigilant in getting a $700,000 grant from the federal government to help pay for that fire truck, which we desperately needed. You'll start to see the new truck around town, and you can actually watch another YouTube video of mine that I did with Chief Markey if you want to learn a little bit more about the truck. And there's going to be a formal dedication ceremony in the spring for it. We're also bringing on a few new folks to the village family. One is a new executive director over at the Performing Arts Center at SOPAC. Mark Packer, we're really excited for him to start. Came highly recommended from Apple Farms' working down there, and has such a great vision and energy and passion for the continued forward momentum of SOPAC. Congratulations, Mark, and we're all excited to have you on board. On a similar note, the South Orange Village Center Alliance, for governing the improvement district that we recently created, is bringing on a new executive director as well. Lisa Hackett, who most recently was the executive director over in Milburn at their Downtown Management Corporation. We thank Carol Newman for so many years of incredible service to the town, and we welcome aboard Lisa Hackett. As things transitioned over from Main Street to the Village Center Alliance. We're excited about all the positive energy there. In fact, they've already actually brought on a new part-time person to help clean the downtown, so you'll see somebody around assisting Public Works and helping keep the downtown clean. We, again, of course, remind everybody to do their part in keeping the downtown clean as well. The board did pass the budget for the improvement district, their 2013 budget, and you can see that online if you'd like. Just as a reminder, the Village Center Alliance is a new group that's made up of business owners and residents as well, and property owners. That's really it's collecting fees from the businesses within the district and basically providing heightened services, more grant opportunities, and other things like that for the businesses down there. So one of the things that was the biggest priorities was the cleanliness of the downtown. So they've already got someone starting to work, and you should see the sandwich boards downtown kind of announcing that fact. We've had a number of neighborhood meetings, 5 neighborhood association meetings, with myself, Sheena Collin, the chair of the Citizens Public Safety Committee, and each of the trustees, to talk about Hurricane Sandy, the impact it had on the residents, on the neighborhoods, and steps we need to take moving forward. We got a lot of really good feedback, some good ideas, some good energy from folks that want to volunteer. The number of volunteers that we had sign up when we passed around the sign-up sheet, it's incredible. We're going to follow up with each of you about hopefully being involved with the community emergency response team and really helping make sure our community is as prepared as possible for these sort of events. Obviously, we're interested in the community aspect of all of this, and the input and feedback that we've gotten will definitely help us make some better decisions in the future, help us plan and prepare, help us communicate more, and we're already going to begin right away with utilizing some of the energy of the residents to help do a good inventory of trees and vegetations and things like that need trimming around town, as one of the best things that we can do on our level to help ensure that the next time there's a storm, we don't see as many power outages, is making sure that we are trimming all the vegetation that we need to and taking down trees that are going to fall in the next storm. Obviously, we don't want people's power going out, and even more importantly, we don't want someone getting hurt from something like that happening. So we're trying to be as proactive as possible. We've been having these meetings to get the residents' feedback, and in February I'll be releasing a report to the board and a version for the public as well, talking about all the feedback that we've gathered and the recommendations and steps to move forward. And make sure, if you haven't, there is a survey at southorange.org. Fill out that survey. Give us your feedback about the storm. It helps us get neighborhood-specific information about what happened and what areas we need to improve on, what areas we need to lobby New Jersey Transit and PSE&G and Verizon to improve on as well. So those things are really helpful. And we really thank everybody for being involved in their feedback so far. Also working with the county on some cloud-based data projects that will help us manage information during the storm. I think South Orange and Essex County are in a position to take the lead statewide on being innovators of using the internet and using new technology to help us be more efficient about managing outages, communicating with the utility companies, and hopefully spurring them to be more responsive and more accurate in the information that they give back to us. Other areas that we've seen some success in lately is we're just finalizing, closing out some of the deals on restructuring a lot of our debt. This is going to save the village millions of dollars over the next decade or two in the savings on the interest payments that we're making on a lot of our debt and some of the loans that we have. This was an incredible help. This is probably one of the best fiscal decisions and processes that we looked into. We spent a couple $1,000s to hire a consulting firm. It's going to save us hundreds of thousands of dollars a year in this debt. And I have to thank Trustee Howard Levison and our Administrator Barry Lewis for being so vigilant about finding these areas where we can find some real savings. We're not going to see it in the 2013 budget, but we will start to see savings further down the line. And as far as our 2013 budget goes, we've been having our budget meetings, and the budget's starting to take shape. It's not as the good news is always, the best news would be a 0% increase, but obviously, as folks know, there are costs that rise that are outside of our control, and we need to continue to provide the level of services that people expect in South Orange. We're pretty confident that even with all of those factors, that we're going to be able to make a really good budget work this year in the 1 to 2% increase range. That's what it's been for the last 2 years, and we've seen for 2 years in a row the lowest tax increases from the municipal side that we've seen in South Orange in almost 15 years. So we plan to continue that this year with another around 1.5% increase. We're still working on some of the final numbers. We're still working out some of the plans for our capital budget. For example, the amount of money that we're going to need to spend on vegetation trimming, sidewalk repair, road repair, and things like that. But again, I think most of the residents that I've spoken to, as much as we all want the 0%, as long as we are not dipping into our surplus to make that happen, and as long as we're making all the smart investments that we need to make now, investing in our infrastructure, investing in paying off our debt, and investing in technology that's going to bring cost savings, more transparency, and efficiency down the line, those are our priorities, and I think we're going to be able to make that happen again this year, thanks in large part to Barry Lewis, our administrator, who's really putting together an excellent budget for us. If you'd like to learn more, you can visit the website. We're hopefully going to be launching a few new tools that will allow people to understand the budget even better, visualize the budget from year to year, department to department. And if you do want to learn more, you can always contact myself or our administrator, or come to our next budget workshop, which is here in Village Hall on February 12th at 7:30. These are just, again, a couple of the great things that have happened just at the beginning of this year. There's so much going on. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know. We're always looking for ways to get people involved. One of those ways is if you are interested in being on a New Jersey Transit work group. They did come to our meeting Monday night, announced the first step of a plan to try and mitigate some of the concerns about schedule changes from October, where they're reducing some of the stops in the 619 Midtown Direct. Again, this is the first of what we hope to be many steps, but I want to make sure this is a collaborative process, and so that we have the residents and village officials working together, making sure that we're lobbying and advocating as effectively as possible. So if you're interested in being part of that work group, please email me at atorpey@southorange.org. I'll be putting that together very shortly. Thanks for tuning in for another video update. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to email me. Find me on Facebook and Twitter. or stop by my office hours, which are now Monday evening from 5 to 7 p.m. here in Village Hall. Thanks again, and I hope everybody's New Year is going well.